So last weekend on the equinox, I was very blessed to be able to go visit one of my friends who happens to be a giant sequoia tree. They're very tall and very wide. But it's a very dear friend of mine, so it's always a delight when I get to go up there because it's not very often. And they taught me a new meditation, so I wanted to share with you both beginner and advanced tree meditation. So a long time ago in India, I had a different tree teach me a very beginner, what I could call beginner tree meditation. And it's very simple, so we can practice that first, where some might call this earth and sky meditation, where you feel from the base of your spine, from your navel center, all the way down your legs, feel yourself rooted in the earth. And you feel that support. And then you feel, once you feel that support, then you allow the energy to rise up through the top of your head and out into the sky, just like a tree. So we sit and we feel this connection between the heavens and the earth, and our body is this tree. So this is a very easy technique that we can do anytime. You know, if you just feel like you're kind of getting tossed around, you can just root yourself like a tree and then stand tall and reach up into the sky. So that's what I've been doing for a while, and it's like you saw, it's very easy, very quick, and you can feel very nourished. But as I was sitting doing this meditation with my giant friend who is a sequoia, they showed me this other aspect of it. And so I wanted to share that with you today. And sequoias are very interesting because they're these massive trees. I mean, some of them can be 40 feet wide and hundreds of feet tall. So they're not small, very, very big. And you would think to maintain that size, their roots must go super deep. But they don't. Their roots are pretty shallow in comparison. They only go a few feet into the ground. And the reason they're able to maintain themselves at that height and width with such shallow root structures is because they're cooperative. They work with all the other trees around them, and all the roots kind of form a network, a sangha, if you will, that provides support to each other. So when we do this, let's call it advanced tree meditation, for lack of a better word, this more complex meditation, when you're feeling yourself rooted, it's not just into the earth as this solitary individual. No, you're rooting into the entire planet and everything on it. You're feeling the interconnection of everything that is. So we begin by gently resting your attention on your navel center, and then while you're holding your attention on your navel center, let your peripheral awareness drop into the earth where you feel that support of all the roots. Feel also that creative energy, that life force of the earth coming up. You know, my teacher talked about this way of focusing as foreground and background. but I'm reading a book right now that I kind of like a little bit, his explanation a little bit better, where he talks about focused attention and peripheral awareness. So the object is not to isolate and feel like there's nothing else. The object is more to enhance and become aware of our interconnection. So our focused attention is on the navel center for the first part. But our peripheral awareness, the background, is this support that we're feeling all the way down from our root chakra, down our legs, through the chakras in our feet, into the earth itself, where we're allowing those roots to spread into and connect with everyone and everything else of the earth to provide that support. And in doing so, that creative energy comes up through the second chakra. And then that energy rises up to the navel center in the third chakra. And at this point, what happens again in the background, because we want to keep our foreground, our focused attention on the navel center, but also what's happening is as the energy reaches that navel center, it spreads out through the entire body, and our subtle body, our energy body, becomes energized. It becomes supported. That creative energy moves through this whole bubble of light that is surrounding us. What we call the subtle physical body is nourished by this support and creative energy. And that's your control point for your subtle body. It's your navel center. So focused on the navel center, but all of this is happening in the background. The feeling the support, rooted down into the earth, feeling the creative energy flowing in, and then from the navel center, your subtle body is being nourished and healed and supported. And so we'll take just a moment and experience that. Feel that support, that creativity, that organization of your physical and energetic being. Now for the next part of the meditation, we move up to the heart. So our focused attention moves into the heart chakra in the center of the chest. And at this point, it's like the branches of the tree. So the branches of the tree put out their leaves and they take in the nourishment. They do this amazing transformative process where they take sunlight and they transform it into nourishment and energy. But the branches of a tree are not selective. They take in everything. So the branches, they might experience wind, they might experience heat and cold, and those more abrasive or rougher energies serve a purpose. They make the tree stronger. If you planted a tree in a very protected environment, it would be very wobbly. It wouldn't be able to stand up very well. But if you put a tree where it's exposed to the elements, where it has the opportunity to experience that wind pushing it around, then it grows very strong. So as we focus on our heart, our peripheral awareness, the background, is we open and allow everything to come in and nourish us in whatever way that energy can. And if it's something that is of no use to us, it drops right down into the grounding, into the earth. But in this moment of focusing on the heart and opening, the heart chakra is an inlet. So we just allow all of the different energies, whether they are good, bad, beautiful, or ugly, whatever label our mind wants to put on them, we just remain focused in that still point within the heart and allow these energies just to blow through us. And this wonderful opening creates this immense ability to be strong in this world. One of the things that I've learned from trees is their amazing resilience, especially the sequoias. They've been around for thousands of years. They've seen endless ages rise and fall away, and yet they remain. You see trees that have been impacted by fire, half burned up, but yet they're still alive. They still have these branches that are full of green leaves because they're connected at their roots with their sangha, with their environment. So when we focus on the heart, we put our primary attention on that very still point within us, but our background attention, our background awareness, peripheral awareness, is just this welcoming of everything. Of recognizing what is, without deciding, oh, I want this and I don't want that. If you find yourself getting into that push-pull, that's an opportunity to strengthen your being by returning your focus to that still point in the heart. And this comes with the wisdom that whatever is not needed will fall away, as long as you don't cling to it, as long as you don't try to resist it. Earth is the ultimate recycling plant. There's nothing wasted. There's nothing that doesn't belong. If it's here, then somewhere there is a purpose for it. We might not understand it intellectually. We might not enjoy the feel of it, but it's here. So we can learn from the trees to just be open and take in everything as nourishment. And this is the advanced part of this meditation. This is not easy. This is where a lot of people shut down and recoil and say, no, I don't want to deal with that. But this is an opportunity to face that wind and let it strengthen you. And again, we do this very gently by just holding and resting our attention on the heart. And letting whatever is here be. Now the last part, or the third part of the meditation is moving the attention up to the third eye. Right in between the eyebrows, just a little bit above, and that's where you rest your primary attention. That's the focal point. Now in the background awareness, as you're resting your attention on the third eye, is the energy will rise up and start to reach for the stars. So just allow that energy to rise and reach up in the background, while at the same time just resting your focus very gently, very easily on the third eye. Not trying to make anything happen, not trying to force the energy up. Just allowing all of this nourishment that has come in, all of this meeting, all of that support and that creative energy, and it's mixing with your structures of your subtle and physical body. And they all merge and rise up and reach for the stars, while at the same time being very grounded in your body. And just allowing that energy to move up on its own. Allowing your entire being to open. At this point, it's good to check in with your position. Make sure you're well grounded. Your shoulders back, your chin level. Sometimes when we focus on the third eye, our head tips back. So we want to pull our head back level. Relax the shoulders down. And we just rest in strength like a mighty sequoia. And at the end of a meditation session with this advanced tree meditation, we bring our hands to our chest, and we feel the support of the earth. Feel that creative energy moving through us. Feel our physical and subtle bodies. Feel the nourishment being given to us. Feeling our being reaching to the stars all at once, like this giant tree. And as we hold that image, connect with that wisdom of the trees, we say thank you. So you can practice this tree meditation anywhere. You can do it at the beginning of your regular meditation. If you're working more deeply with the chakras, you can also do it at the end. It's a really great meditation to do out in nature, where you're sitting with the other trees, because they provide that wonderful example. And if you have the space and the ability, plant a tree. This planet needs more trees. So if you can do that, that would be awesome. But even if you can't, just doing this type of meditation brings more of this transformative energy. Because that's the amazing thing about trees, is they literally take in everything and transmute it into oxygen, life-giving support for this planet.